I asked many of you this morning via the Twitter machine, and you can follow me at Strom. What should I be covering today? And one of you tweeted at me, you gotta cover Giancarlo Stanton and where he could potentially go because this is a mega superstar and he's not gonna be in Miami much longer. He didn't say all that, but I believe that's what he meant. So who takes on this ridiculous contract that exceeded well over $300 million and is just under $300 million? It had about 10 years, $295 million. He has a full no-trade clause, okay? But in the past few years, and even not necessarily the past few years, the past year, it seems like it has reached a boiling point for Giancarlo and this Miami Marlins ownership group, Jeffrey Loria, who's beyond idiotic, and many others within the Marlins organization that I'm sick of this, man. My shoulders hurt. And not from the injuries. My shoulders hurt from carrying this team, putting this team on my back, being the face of the franchise, already passing Gary Sheffield for the most home runs in a single season, and yet we're not winning, man. I am rotting away my best prime years as a power-hitting baseball player, and my stardom is going to burn out at some point, and I'm wasting it with a franchise that will not help me. They will not help me win, and it's true. They have not helped him win. They have had controversy after controversy after controversy of a GM anointing himself manager, of Tino Martinez being handpicked by Jeffrey Loria to be the hitting coach, and then violently assaulting some of the players, grabbing some of them by the neck, by the chain, what have you. And the list goes on and on. I remember there was also something else that on opening day when Jeffrey Loria first bought the Miami Marlins, they ran out of hot dogs. Hot dogs at a major league ballpark. Now, is it Jeffrey Loria's fault? Not completely, as we know of. It's probably the vendor's fault, but still, how do you not cover your bases? So it was more so fun than anything. So just, I'll get back to Giancarlo in a second. The reason he wants to leave is not only because the team sucks and is terrible and is going nowhere, but also they have nothing coming up. Yes, they have Christian Yelich. Yes, they have Giancarlo and a few other solid young players. But outside of that, there's not much to look forward to because the young stars that should be coming up through the farm system are non-existent. And here's how we know. CallToThePen.com. Few months ago, but we still know that the farm system isn't there because Jeffrey Loria demolished it. Said, teams like the Giants, Marlins, and Tigers are in positions as organizations where they are seeing their competitive cycles end through aging of some players and in tragic circumstances. These teams have systems that are in trouble, though the Tigers have seen some significant improvement in their pitching development, yada, yada. All are struggling at the big league level without significant help coming from their own farm systems. That's a scary spot to be as an organization, and that's when you end up with major divides in the sport for multiple years. Again, at 27 years old, and one of the best power hitters that we have seen in this sample size of his career, which is consistent, minus the injuries that he has had, one to the face, many others, and that's why he wears a batting helmet like Jason Hayward and many others, and his 43 home runs and his 10 home runs in the past 11 games, which is just ridiculous. He wants out, and I don't blame him. There was a write-up from Jeff Passan of Yahoo Sports that said the Giants were in the running late July, I believe it was July 31st. I don't believe that the Giants are going to be in the running for this contract because it just doesn't seem like he's it's weird to say, but he just doesn't seem like a Giants player. So automatically you default to who has the money. Always follow the bag. The New York Yankees have money. The Cubbies have money. The Nationals could be in the running for a new outfielder and also power hitter. But aside from those teams, and of course the Dodgers, but aside from those teams, I don't really know if there's any outside of the money teams that could possibly be in the running for Giancarlo. I would love to see him go to a small market that cares about winning, but the problem is when you have 10 years and $295 million on that contract, you just don't. So the best thing to do for this team, let's say, in this group that is now run by Bruce Sherman. Yeah, Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter, the faces of the new Miami Marlins ownership group that Jeffrey Loria sold to, the fourth worst TV ratings in all Major League Baseball that was sold to Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter. What do? You pull a Chicago White Sox, you say, we're giving up. We are completely rebuilding. We are surrendering who we have now. We are building for the future. It happened with the Cubs, and you saw what happened. It is happening right now with the White Sox, and you saw what happened. The Kansas City Royals built up their farm system through, and Dayton Moore, through trade after trade after trade, and they won a World Series, and they went to 2. That is what the Marlins have to do, because nobody is going and supporting this team because there is nothing to build upon. You have one star, you have some okay young players, and nothing else. So you hit the reset button. You see who you can trade for what price, because Giancarlo is one of the best young players in Major League Baseball, especially from a power hitting perspective, and you make the deal. And that is what's going to happen, Marlins fans and baseball fans, in due time. It takes Sherman, it takes Jeter to get in there, hire the right guy, because you know who is the team president right now? Jeffrey Loria's stepson. That's who is so connected at the hip, at least wants to be, with Giancarlo Stanton that he won't let it go. So that's why I believe when this when this new ownership group happens and they let go of the team president and they completely rehaul the front office, it's going to take 4 years at least, but it will be better times ahead for the Miami Marlins. So let me know your thoughts. Tweet me at Rick Strom, leave a thought in the comments section below, and subscribe to TYT Sports.